Good morning. It's Sunday morning here in Cypress, Texas. Um, I've always wanted to be able to merge my faith talks with my business talks, and it's I've done it a few times, and today's going to be one of them. So, yesterday was the funeral for Bishop Apostle Michael Petro, and I'd known him for a little over 2 years, and he was a remarkable man. I considered him my best friend, for sure my best friend here in Houston. Interesting, like right. My best friend from high school died like right after I started living here in Houston. And so I had that gap in my life. And the bishop, and then my wife had died like right before that. So I had those gaps of relationships in my life. And Michael filled the friendship gap for sure, but he was more than that. I remember telling him, I recognize you for who you claim to be, and I respect that. And what I was doing, I was working really hard to make what he wanted, his vision, happen. Okay. And now I got a call on Monday, putting two people together to get that closer to happening with the apprenticeship program with this trade school that teaches the advanced training, and to make that happen. And that just fell in my lap. There wasn't a lot. The work was putting them together, finding them both sides. I didn't even, that just fell in my lap. That was God doing that. But I was listening to, so yesterday I only got a chance to listen to on the way to the funeral, I was listening to the Built to Exit Chairman Project podcast with Jason Cisneros, and he was talking about the worry, not to worry, worrying does nothing. Worrying is focusing on what you don't want to have happen, right? And you get what you focus on, right? And then this guy gets on, all philosophical, like, business it's not real. It's what's real is the universe. And part of me is like, what are you talking about? But the other part of it is like, in the grand scope of things, the immensity of the universe compared to whatever we're doing here is insignificant. I get that, right? So and then at the funeral yesterday, this is what I picked up on. I recognized the leadership of this guy, Michael Petro, like right away. I showed him what I do. It was a financial literacy trainer. And he goes, I think we need to incorporate that into the ministry. And so he promoted me at church on Sunday. I didn't know he was going to do it. And 28 people got in line and signed up and scheduled appointments with me. And I did 4 appointments a day for 2 weeks. I did 44 appointments in 2 weeks. And on just that, him just saying that, I had not seen leadership like that ever. I had some great leaders in the military, and Fred Fritsch, Denny Johnson, Tom Keith, Mike McDonald, Tom Mosier, all these guys, right? But I'd never seen anybody move people with a suggestion like that. Okay, so here I am. I'm seeing these guys. I've known these guys as long as I've known the bishop, right? And these young guys, and one of them in particular, and so he's like the head of the media team, and he had a sketchy background. I actually thought he was did prison time, but he didn't. He got in trouble with the law a bunch of times, but arrested. But he never did prison time. He never did time at the county, right? And but he seemed to always have an edge to him, kind of defensive, right? And I hadn't really spent a lot of time with him over the last year. He got married. His wife's about to have a baby. And I heard him give a seamless testimony / teaching yesterday that was so impressive. What he did made it so easy to follow. The way he transitioned. I've been a Toastmaster since like 1994, and hearing him teach, it was impressive to say the least. Okay. And when I'm thinking about business, what I do for people, right? And in Jason's podcast today, he talked about, and I forget the term. I'll listen to it 2 more times and I'll get it. I'll have that term, but cleaning up your life. Looking at your finances and how you're spending your money, and eliminate those things, those subscriptions you have, the gym memberships you're not using, where you're spending. I mean, you can tell a lot about a person by how they spend their money. A lot of times, people are eating out. Because the atmosphere at the house is uncomfortable. All right. There's somebody there that's sending out a vibration that's pushing them out, so they're gonna go eat somewhere else, or there's a need for personal interaction, so they need to go out to meet people. And but what's the quality of the interaction from the person behind the counter, or the waiter or waitress that's serving you your food? It's not. There's none. Okay, but it's more pleasant environment than you have either at home when you don't have any. The house is empty, or you got somebody else there that's a little prickly. Okay, so those are things that elements that cause people to do the things that are putting a drain on their finances. Okay. And I see that. So I see that all the time. And I'm acute to it. I'm aware of it. Okay. I see people that are naturally attractive, not just by their looks, but by their disposition. But they're wary of anybody that recognizes that about them. Why? Why? Because there used to people trying to take advantage of them. That's what that is, right? And, I'm conditioned to look for the attributes in people, all right, and promote that back to them, right? But then when you find people like this, right, it's like they're trying to hide their light under the basket, right? And I'm like, wow, I want to know what that light is so I can help promote that light, okay? Because that's how I'm geared. That's how I have learned to get the most out of people is by focusing on their attributes, not their shortfalls. But then you find people that are trying to hide their attributes. That's something, right? And the only way you can break through that is to develop that trust, which takes time. They got to know you, and you got to know them. I'm about to go see my girlfriend. I'm going to pick her up, take her to church. We're going to spend some time together. All right. And it has occurred to me on the way to see her today that by me letting her know her value to the point that she sees it is what is the most exciting thing to me. And you know what? If I'm doing anything other than that, it falls short. It's empty. But that's good enough for me. It's exciting to me. Okay. And so here I am getting philosophical like this guy on the podcast. When I need to promote what I do for people with the finances. All right. Because once you get somebody who's not having to worry about their finances, they got it together, guess what? Their mind goes to the causes that they care about, all right, or their spirituality, okay? And because that fear is gone. And what fear does, it locks up your mind, okay? And it causes you to focus on that area of lack, right? And the more you focus on it, the more it happens, right? And so when you can help people get past that, get beyond that situation, the more they progress and they change, and they change other people around them. Isn't that something? You can be an agent of change. And that's what I'm trying to be. All right. Wow. I got philosophical. All right. Have a great day.